Test, 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 test. Scooting in here. Boom shots. How are we looking? Solid. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Welcome. My name is Justin, and I want to welcome you guys to the first ever video in a series that I'm going to be starting called Off the Charts. Now, I get a lot of feedback on the kind of stuff that you guys like from me and what I felt that I was really kind of drifting towards in the content that I've been doing and what I just love doing is sitting down and just talking with you guys, having deep conversations about trading, about life, about everything. And I'm super excited to actually call it and name it something in a series where I'm just going to be in 2025, guys. We're going to be having some good talks at this table or somewhere else in my apartment where I'm going to sit down, put this camera up, and genuinely just have some real talks with you guys about my trading, being honest with things I struggle with, being things with, in life as well, and trading in every sort of possible habit that needs to get out of your life. I got to a point where I realized I don't want to just there's so much more that I realized in my trading journey that brought me success, and most of it, I'm not gonna lie, it's not trading. The things that make you successful in trading, you get to a point where it no longer becomes trading. It's really who you are, and that's why trading is always a battle of you versus you. So I think it's so important to talk about these other things because I genuinely, with my content, want to make the best people, not just the best traders. I want to make content that can inspire people and make people want to improve in themselves and ask themselves hard questions and actually be able to achieve what they dream of. Financial freedom, being able to travel wherever you want, being smart, being knowledgeable, being able to have articulate speech in certain conversations. Like anything that you want, you can have. You just have to know what the path is, and you just have to know how to get there. And my content and what I want to do in this series, Off the Charts, is talk still about stuff on the charts. Of course, we're going to be talking about trading, but we're going to be talking about everything that has to do with manifestation, life, business, psychology, philosophy, trading, relationships, like genuinely everything. And I'm super excited. So to start off this video series, one thing that I wanted to talk to you guys today about is going into 2025, some of the things that I'm focusing on with my trading that I've learned from 2024 that I think that you guys are going to get a lot out of as well. So number one, the first thing that I want to focus on going into 2025 is taking away the small losses that eat away at my wins. Now, I guarantee you many of you guys can probably relate to this. We all have those little losses that we chip away at that we think, oh, it maybe looks good. It's not a perfect setup, but we still take it anyway, and it gets in the way and it chips away at all of the wins that we have. One of the things I want to focus on going into 2024 is completely cutting those trades out and recognizing the actual trends in which I'm doing so. And that's something that TradePath is really going to help with, which is the journaling software we're building, which is what can I actually see in my data that are those dumb losses? Like, what's the criteria? And one thing that I recognize in my own trading is a lot of the times my dumb losses come from the first 15 to 20 minutes of market open. And a lot of the time it's on a 30-second chart when I'm too zoomed in. And I can immediately see that in my statistics, and it tells me things that I should be able to focus on and cut out, because a lot of the time we subconsciously always try to continue to improve, and a lot of the time we always think doing more leads to that improvement. And a lot of the times the more that when we take less trades, the more that you're able to see the actual improvements that you're looking for. So that's my number one going into 2025 is cutting out those small losses, because it's going to eat away at your P&L. It's going to eat away at everything that you do. And the more that you become disciplined, the more that you become patient just for those high quality setups that you execute on and nothing else besides that, I guarantee you're going to see a lot more success. So now, number two of me specifically going into 2025 is I want to up my size. I want to be trading more contracts. I want to be trading more size. And one thing that I was focusing on and that we were talking about that I want to talk to you guys about is when it comes to scaling. So number two is going to be talking about scaling. And specifically, I'm going to tell you guys how I go about it, because there's sort of a little bit of a step process to understand, am I ready to scale? I get this question so often, Justin, am I ready to scale? How do I know if I'm ready to scale in contracts? Now, this is how you do it. Number one, first and foremost, you have to look at the three criteria, which is what's out of your control in the environment, what is in your control in the environment, and overall, what is the environment state at right now? So, for example, Are we at all-time highs? What are the things that are out of your control, right? That are just things that we want to be aware of the environment you're putting yourself into. So if you plan on upping your size, you want to know, okay, are we in probable conditional market? Are we not? Are we at all-time highs, right? Is there news going on specifically like that, right? End of year, December, depending on we're going into 2025. So those are things that you want to ask yourself, right? That's number one. Number two, where are you in your trading in every aspect of it when it comes to your model? Okay, well, do you have any data that is backing up that your model is continuing to give you success? Are the problems that you're having more psychological? Is it more statistical or not statistical? Is it more analytical on your actual charts? It's the trades that you're taking. And it's being aware of these things and figuring out what are those things that are holding you back. But you got to ask yourself, are these at areas in which I'm confident? Am I confident and ready to scale? Because for me, what I normally think of is I like to do a kind of a buffer system is basically what it is. So for example, if I start the year on a 50K account, right, and I'm trading 50K and I get it to, let's say my average loss is $3,000. Now, people might be like, oh my God, that's a crazy percentage, but that's just how I trade. So $3,000, let's say, is my average loss on that account. And I want to trade and get to a point in time where my size becomes, my average loss is 5K. So keep in mind, you should not be trading based on average con size, because average con size and your average risk is going to differ depending on every setup that you take. So you always have to look at it in the span of what is the actual risk that I'm putting on? How much money am I actually risking? Do not just use the regular risk reward on the or regular contracts, because your loss is going to differ. So I always think of it in terms of what's my max loss that I'm comfortable with at this moment. So if I'm planning to scale and I'm usually looking at, what have I been actually trading? So I say, okay, I'm ready to scale and I've been losing, let's say $3,000 mostly on my losing trades, or let's say it's even 500. Let's say some of you are losing, let's say $100. Right, average loss is around $100, and I want to scale up, and my average loss, I got to think of it, is going to be like around $200. And the reason we think like that, instead of, oh, my average win is 400, and my average win I want to be 1,000, right? The reason you don't think like that and you think of it in terms of the loss is because in terms of the loss is going to affect how you think in all of your decision making in the actual trade. So as soon as you can accept the initial risk before you even make the decision, all of the other factors in place for you to make a decision, whether it's moving your stop or trusting the trader, getting anxious or stressed, all of those gets completely wiped out because you've accepted the risk. All of the problems that you have, FOMO, stress, anxiety, is all because of you're putting risk on the table that you're not comfortable with losing. So as soon as you can recognize if saying, hey, my regular size right now that I lose is $100 and I want to upgrade my size and I want to get it to $200, you have to understand, am I at a point mentally where I'm okay with losing that? And you have to create a trash bin. So what I do is that my buffer system, and I create a mental trash bin. If I'm sizing up, sometimes I'll just do this. What I basically do is 50K or 20K, whatever the account is. So let's say, 50K account, 15K of that is burned in my head. So if I'm trading on a 50K account, 15,000 that in my brain is absolutely burned. And the reason it's burned is because it allows me to scale in size, and that 15K becomes my buffer. So if I take a 50K account and I take it from my regular size and I get it to 70K, right? And at that point in time, I want to scale. I have a 20K buffer for my initial point. So let's say my average loss is $2,000 and I get it to 70K. Now I'm going to make it so my average loss is 4K. And if I go back down from 70 to 50, then I reset my size, right? And you can see the trend from there. So the more that you scale, the more that you're able to increase your size with the buffer system. Another thing I want to say too, guys, is it's so extremely easy to get so caught up in the process and wanting it so bad and just being so obsessed with the vision that you just completely lose sight of where you're at right now. And I guarantee you that the more that you just submit and you practice just enjoying the journey that you're on, I guarantee you will get the success that you were looking for, and you're going to get it in a more fulfilling way as well. Because one thing that people don't understand that I always see is people try trading and they put literally their life and soul into it, but they're pushing so hard that they aren't successful. And the reason why they're not successful is because they want it so bad that in their brain it's so far out of reach. And everything in their life else dwindles away. And they become sucked into this pit where they overvalue the idea of what trading success is and what getting profitable is and what passing an account is. And you have to understand, when you value something in your head, to such high point where it's like, this is going to change my life. This is going to retire my parents. All of these things, it gets in the way of all the decision making. And you high value. It's just like if me going on, a random basketball court making a 3-pointer with no one watching on concrete versus being in a stadium, with thousands of people watching me. I'm still making a 3-point, but it's two different environments that are going to completely affect my performance. And you have to recognize that in your trading as well. Now, finally, number 3 going into 2025 is to be journaling. Now, 2 years ago, I had an idea to create a journaling software for traders, and finally, 4 months ago or 5 months ago around actually now, we started working on a software called TradePath, and I'm super excited to finally be able to announce or share with you guys what we've been working on or what I've been working on with my team, and I want to show you a little bit about what we're working on. What I told my team when we were making this software was, I want traders to want to journal. I want this software to pull them back in. Like they are so intrigued and have so much fun and enjoyment using it because of the way it's designed and user capability and customization we're working on and all of these different things that we're working on, that they can really customize and build their own thing. And it basically be an extension of their charts. Like it's basically an extension of everything that they do. And just like somebody can customize their charts, I want to be able to customize their journal fully. And so I think we ended up creating something super clean, super enjoyable. Every time I get on my laptop, I want to re-log in because of just how much time we've spent on design and actual usability, like how the actual software runs, how we can connect to brokers. We're building a habit builder system, alert system, AI bots, library pages, so you can just continue to, input models that you can go back on and look at. Now, we have a lot more in store, and you guys are going to be seeing a lot more content of TradePath, and I'm just super excited to really show you guys what we've been working on. This has been in the works for a very long time, and I know that it's going to benefit a lot of you guys. So if you guys are interested in using TradePath or signing up, we are currently in beta right now. We are currently about to get ready to start sending out beta codes for specific people. If you want to possibly get access to beta, go click the link in the description, sign up at tradepath.ai, and give us your email, and we'll send you basically an information on how you can possibly get access to the beta, and we'll just be randomly selecting people until we launch. So now, of course, all the students in the mentorship are getting a year free to TradePath. In fact, all of them are going to be getting beta access. So it's super cool to be able to use all of my students as test subjects, because we're going to be giving them beta access for free and also a year free so that we can get more data and they can help us with the actual software. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want this to be a community effort to build something that everybody wants to use and everybody loves, and something that I genuinely want it to be a part of your trading. Like it's just like you pressing buy or sell. It's a part of how you trade. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, this is the first episode of Off the Charts. Hopefully you enjoy your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Again, we're going to be continuing to live trade, more trade recaps, more everything. I want to give you guys everything. I'm having a great time. I feel great going into the new year. My trading, you guys are not, honestly, you guys aren't ready. I'm having a fun time. I love sitting down talking with you guys, and honestly, I just want to sit here and talk, and I don't really care anymore. I just want to sit and talk with you guys low-key. So hopefully you guys enjoyed Off the Charts, episode 1. Enjoy your day. Enjoy everything you do, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.